Every ancient source agrees Cleopatra and Mark Antony were buried together in 30 BCE. That tomb should be among Egypt's most celebrated. Instead, it has been missing for 2,000 years. Now a massive tunnel, 300 bronze coins, and a submerged harbor are offering the latest clues. But two rival theories point to very different places. And what this evidence actually proves is where the story begins. Ancient writers Plutarch, Cassius Dio, and Suetonius each describe Cleopatra and Mark Antony laid to rest together after their deaths in 30 BCE. The expectation of a joint royal tomb runs deep, echoed across centuries of retelling. Yet, unlike the grand sepulchres of earlier pharaohs, their burial place has never been found. For rulers of their stature, a missing tomb is a historical anomaly. The ancient sources agree on a royal context, often placing the tomb near the palace or by the harbor, but none offer a precise location. The problem grows more complex when considering the land itself. Geological surveys show that Alexandria's coastline has shifted dramatically, subsiding by up to 2 meters in some districts over the last 2 millennia. Earthquakes and rising seas have swallowed entire neighborhoods, including much of the old royal quarter. What once stood above ground may now lie beneath silt and water, or perhaps has vanished entirely. The physical uncertainty is as profound as the historical one, leaving the final resting place of Egypt's last queen suspended between land, sea, and legend. Royal burial in the Ptolemaic dynasty almost always meant interment within the capital. For centuries, Alexandria's palace district served as the city's ceremonial and political heart, and tradition placed the tombs of kings and queens within its guarded precincts. The logic is simple. A ruler's final resting place belonged among the monuments of power, close to the living court and visible to the city's elite. Ancient writers describe a necropolis near the palace, a practice echoed in the burials of Cleopatra's own ancestors. Most Egyptologists, including Dr. Joanne Fletcher, argue that this precedent is hard to ignore. In her words, the capital was the expected locus for royal burials. There is no clear evidence for a queen of Cleopatra's stature being laid to rest elsewhere. The submerged royal quarter, now lost beneath the harbor, fits the ancient descriptions of a burial near the palace or by the harbor. This remains the default scholarly stance, setting the baseline for all rival theories to challenge. 48 kilometers west of Alexandria, the temple complex of Taposiris Magna stands as the heart of a rival theory. Dedicated to Isis, the temple was a major religious center during Cleopatra's lifetime. For more than 2 decades, Dominican archaeologist Kathleen Martinez has led excavations here, driven by the idea that Cleopatra may have chosen this sanctuary for her burial, aligning herself with the goddess she claimed as her divine ancestor. Martinez's work has uncovered a vast subterranean tunnel beneath the temple, a sealed hypogeum, and evidence of a once active port now submerged offshore. These features echo elements of Ptolemaic royal funerary architecture and hint at a ceremonial landscape designed for both the living and the dead. The enduring presence of Isis worship, central to Cleopatra's self-presentation as a living goddess, adds weight to the theory that a royal tomb could have been built outside the capital, in a place charged with mythic significance. Yet, the search at Taposiris Magna remains a work in progress, with each season adding new clues, but stopping short of a final answer. Beneath the temple at Taposiris Magna, a monumental tunnel stretches for nearly 1.3 kilometers through solid limestone. This passage, measuring about 2 meters wide and more than 4 meters high in places, was cut with a precision that rivals the best Ptolemaic engineering. The tunnel's straight alignment, dressed stone walls, and depth, some 13 meters below the original ground level, suggest a project far beyond ordinary temple drainage or storage. Along its length, the corridor branches into side ducts and blind chambers, many still unmapped. Some niches contain sealed jars and fragments of ritual objects, but the main passage remains largely unexplored. The scale alone is staggering. Few ancient tunnels in Egypt approach this length or complexity. Its purpose is still a matter of debate. Some archaeologists propose it served as a processional route. Others see evidence of a concealed funerary function. What is clear is that the tunnel was built for secrecy and endurance, designed to outlast centuries of upheaval. As excavation advances, the structure stands as both a marvel of ancient engineering and a reminder of how much remains hidden beneath the sands and stone. Over 300 bronze coins have been recovered from the tunnel beneath Alexandria's submerged royal quarter, each one stamped with the marks of late Ptolemaic rule. The coins span the reigns of Ptolemy XII through Cleopatra VII, with the latest issues dating to 31 BCE or 30 BCE, the very years when Cleopatra and Antony died. Metallurgical analysis shows a consistent alloy composition with copper content between 88 and 92%, matching the recipes of the Alexandrian mint. Dye studies reveal most coins were struck in rapid succession, suggesting a concentrated episode of deposition rather than a slow accumulation. Several bear the Greek legend of Cleopatra's name, a detail that anchors the assemblage firmly in her final years. For numismatists, this is a rare chronological anchor in a landscape where organic materials are lost. Dr. Miriam Rashid, who catalogued the hoard, points out that such a tight cluster of coins, each traceable to the Queen's court, signals activity in the immediate aftermath of her death. Yet she cautions against overreach. Coins alone cannot confirm a tomb. They may represent a ritual deposit and offering to the gods, or even a hurried concealment during the city's collapse. The hoard's context, sealed just above the tunnel floor, hints at intentional placement, but the absence of an inscribed funerary chamber or royal regalia keeps the question open. For now, the coins remain the most datable evidence of late Ptolemaic ritual at the site, a material clue that both grounds and complicates the search for Cleopatra's final resting place. Offshore from the temple at Taposiris Magna, the seabed holds the outline of a vanished harbor. Recent marine surveys have traced 2 stone breakwaters and a broad quay, their foundations still visible beneath 12 meters of water. The alignment is no accident. The quay runs almost directly toward the temple's main axis, as if designed to channel processions or arrivals from the sea straight to the sanctuary. Scattered around the submerged structures, divers have mapped clusters of amphorae, some stamped with late Ptolemaic marks, others broken, their contents long lost. Near the end of the quay, side-scan sonar picked up the shapes of iron anchors and a linear acoustic reflector, a buried feature that tracks the same direction as the temple's underground tunnel. The evidence suggests an integrated landscape, land, temple, and sea built for movement and ceremony. Yet, while the harbor's presence deepens the case for Taposiris Magna as a potential royal burial site, it raises as many questions as it answers. No inscription, no sealed tomb has surfaced beneath the silt. The harbor remains a clue, not a conclusion, linking the temple's sacred precinct to the world beyond its walls. In the waters off Alexandria, sonar surveys have traced the outlines of the lost royal quarter, an entire palace district now buried beneath silt and sea. Platforms, quays, and foundations mapped by Franck Godio's team reveal a sunken cityscape that once formed the ceremonial heart of Cleopatra's capital. Layers of sediment, sometimes several meters thick, cover what may be remnants of mausoleums or temples, making excavation both technically daunting and legally complex. Despite these hurdles, the submerged landscape matches ancient descriptions of a royal burial near the palace and harbor. For many archaeologists, the drowned royal quarter remains the most plausible setting for a queen's tomb, even if its secrets lie locked beneath the waves. Kathleen Martinez points to architectural features at Taposiris Magna, including the sealed hypogeum, the alignment with the Temple of Isis, and the concentration of late Ptolemaic coins as evidence for a royal burial deliberately hidden from Roman eyes. In her view, the absence of overt Roman influence and the scale of the tunnel suggest a funerary complex designed for a queen. Dr. Joanne Fletcher counters that royal burials almost never left the capital, and without inscriptions or royal regalia, the case for Taposiris Magna remains circumstantial. Numismatists like Dr. Rashid add that coin hoards, even with Cleopatra's name, are not proof of a tomb. They could be ritual offerings or emergency deposits. Each expert weighs the same finds, but draws a different line between possibility and proof, leaving the mystery as unsettled as ever. Proving the tomb's location demands more than coins or tunnels. Archaeologists look for an unmistakable inscription, Cleopatra's name carved in stone, or a dedication to Mark Antony. A sealed chamber with undisturbed grave goods, royal regalia, or a sarcophagus would strengthen the case. Scientific teams prepare for DNA and isotopic testing if human remains are found, while geophysicists map hidden voids with ground-penetrating radar and magnetometry. The next phase calls for high-resolution three-dimensional mapping, targeted coring beneath sealed doors, and a renewed epigraphic survey. Each step brings the search closer to a standard of proof that leaves no room for doubt. Today, the evidence sparks debate, not consensus. Was her tomb swallowed by the sea in Alexandria, or hidden in plain sight at Taposiris Magna? As new clues surface, the real discovery may be what they reveal about Egypt's shifting coast and Cleopatra's enduring hold on our curiosity. What's your theory?